When you say Sonny abused your sister, what do you mean?
That he was cold to her. Rude, dismissive, treated her like she was nothing. And it only got worse as the marriage went on.
And what do you mean by worse?
Well, he told her constantly to her face that she was nothing but property. That their marriage was part of a business deal, and the only reason they stayed married was so he could stay head of the organization.
Why didn't she leave?
Because she wanted a family. And it didn't matter to her if she was living with a man who called her a whore, looked down on her and treated her that way and used her for sex.
Objection, hearsay.
I'll allow, given the circumstances.
Claudia wanted to make Sonny happy. I told her all the time that it was impossible, but she insisted. She was so glad when she finally got pregnant. She thought that it would turn the marriage around. That he'd finally start being nice to her, but he didn't. The abuse only got worse from there. He was always calling her names. Swore the baby wasn't his. Accused her of having an affair with his brother. She couldn't win. If she shut him out, then he'd get mad at her. And if she was nice to him, then he'd sleep with her and turn around and call her a whore. Sonny insisted that Claudia get a paternity test. That's why she was in the car that night. She was on her way home with the paternity results. She got into a wreck and I'm sorry. The baby died. And it was his. Of course. And he said it was a blessing that the baby died.
It wasn't like that at all.
Claudia loved that baby with all her heart, and you were glad it was dead.
Objection, Your Honor. This witness is not in this courtroom to heckle my client.
Sustained, Mr. Zakara. Address your testimony to the court, not to the defendant.
Did Mr. Corinthos ever hit your sister?
I saw bruises on her all the time.
That's a lie. That is a lie right there.
Sonny beat her down every day that they were married. Sonny likes to go on and on about how he respects women and honors mothers and children. But what about my sister? She loved Sonny. And what did he do? How did he repay her? By breaking her down and slapping her around whenever he felt like it.
Little weasel.
Oh, really? Come on, you want a piece of me, huh? See, you're afraid to come after me. Only a coward treats a woman the way you treated my sister and does to her.
Listen to me.
Coward, and you know it.
I never beat Claudia. I've never hit a woman in my life. Your sister was a conniving little witch who got exactly what she deserved.
You know what? You treated her like dirt from the very beginning, and you know it.
She shot my son. She shot my son in the head.
You had something. You had. She was a lying trap from the very beginning.
My brother. You know who else? She wasn't even my best friend. And you paid her for it. You didn't tell her tonight. She shot a kid. She was an evil woman who had to be stopped.
And the two of you as well. All right, enough! There's a court of law, and I'm a judge. I'll be respected here. The law will be respected here. Now, all of you, sit down and shut up.
What took place in this courtroom was a mockery of jurisprudence and open and egregious assault on the rule of law. And I hold all the participants equally responsible. Miss Walsh, Miss Miller, you're as much to blame as your respective charges. Miss Miller, if your client cannot comply with the rules of order, if he cannot keep silent and in his chair, then I will have him taken into custody and restrained. The law makes provisions for violent and unstable defendants. The presumption innocent until proven guilty does not entitle Mr. Corinthos to defy the court or openly threaten a witness. Mr. Corinthos, you are one breath away from having your bail revoked. You can spend the rest of this trial in an orange jumpsuit and shackles, no skin off my back. Miss Walsh, when you put a witness on that stand, I expect said witness to behave, to give evidence in a calm and rational manner, to address his reply solely to you. He is not here to preach to me or to the jury, and he is most definitely not here to goad the defendant. Mr. Zakara, you're here for one reason only: to tell the facts as you remember them, to answer the questions you were asked as clearly and as simply as possible without editorializing. Mr. Zakara, if you cannot show the proper respect to me or to the office that I... You all right, young lady? What's your name?
Christina Corinthos Davis.
You're the defendant's daughter.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have come.
Call the young lady a cab.
No, it's okay, I'm just gonna go.
Mr. Corinthos, you have been warned repeatedly to stay in your seat.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. It's my daughter.
And this is a court of law, and you will act accordingly. One more step out of line, I will find you in contempt.
Your Honor, Mr. Zakara's tirade is proof that he hates Mr. Corinthos and will do or say anything to undermine him.
Mr. Corinthos' outburst speaks for itself.
The defendant was provoked.
The defendant clearly detested his wife and wanted to be rid of her.
Objection, prejudicial.
Silence. Call a recess. No one is to leave the courthouse complex, and this means you, Mr. Corinthos. You step one toe onto that street, you have violated bail, and I will have you taken into custody. Now, everyone out, except both counsels. I am a judge, not a preschool teacher. I will not be manipulated and ignored by lawyers who behave like unruly children. It's clear the defendant has no respect for the law. He's begging for a contempt citation, and I will give him one. I'll give you one, too, if you cannot control him. And you, Ms. Walsh, you intentionally provoked Mr. Zakara's outburst on the stand, which in turn provoked the defendant. It's skillful manipulating. But it's bad law, and it's the last time you will do that in this courtroom.
You feel good about what you did? My daughter's an innocent victim? You lying? Talking all that garbage? Making my daughter cry?
I had no idea your daughter was there, but you know what? It wouldn't have made any difference. She needs to know who her father really is.
Court is in session. Counsel, are you finished with this witness?
No, Your Honor. The prosecution still wishes to hear the specifics of why Claudia Zakara feared for her life.
Objection, Your Honor. The prosecution's remarks are prejudicial.
I have this one, Miss Miller. Ms. Walsh, I will remind you of the virtue of a simple yes or no answer. But I will do that tomorrow when we resume Mr. Zakara's testimony. We're adjourning for today. The witness is dismissed. One last bit of business. As a result of the ongoing shenanigans in this trial, I have decided to sequester the jury. You will be taken to a hotel where you will remain for the duration of the trial.
Hey, what are you doing here by yourself, huh? Let's celebrate. I get you another beer, wine, some shots, what?
Oh my gosh, I guess good news travels fast.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't believe it either when Patrick said that she was doing better. I mean, you can hear it in Maxie's voice. She's just going on and on about Crimson, and
It's a
she's...
miracle. When did this happen?
Today, I thought that's where you were bouncing off the walls. You have other good news, obviously?
Yeah, I do. It's so strange. I've been waiting for this for so long, and it didn't come about the way I was expecting, but I finally pulled one over on Sonny. And somewhere, I know it, my sister's smiling. The prosecutor asked me how Sonny was with Claudia. I locked eyes with him, and then just let it all out. All the names that he called her, the way he treated her. Next thing I know, I'm up on my feet yelling to the entire court what a coward Sonny Corinthos is.
Oh my gosh, how did Sonny react?
He got right to his feet, too. Started screaming about what a bitch she is and how she deserved everything that she got. The jury saw the whole thing.
Wow, well, I guess he had it coming.
I guess so. Red, we're coming.
Ooh, Sonny lost his temper in court today.
You should have been there. Everybody saw Sonny for who he really is. It would have been a nice antidote for your denial.